Welcome back. We are now ready to create our Softr app and to start bringing this data to life in Softr. So here I am in my Softr dashboard, and I can have three different ways to start a new app. I can start from scratch, which allows you to take the data you already have and to pre-build your application around that data in a smart, intelligent way. You can start with a template, and the template that we're building for this inventory management app is also located here, so you can grab that template. Or you could generate with AI. You can choose what kind of app you're building, give it a prompt, and then it'll give you a good starting spot. And since we're building this application together, we're going to start from scratch. And now we get to choose which database we want to start with. Now we have 15 different data sources, including our REST API, which allows you to connect to any data source as long as it has an open API to also bring that data in. For example, Stripe or Shopify, etc. But otherwise, we have a lot of pre-built integrations for you, and we even have our own databases coming soon. For this build, though, we are going to be using Airtable, so we're going to select that. And then we're going to choose which base we're going to be using. And in this situation, we're going to be using the inventory management by Softr demo, which is the same base that we're using here. Beyond that, we're choosing which tables we want to sync. And in our situation, we want to sync all the tables. And right away, you can see that this Softr preview, these tables have come to life as pages in our Softr application. So with all those selected, we're going to continue. And now Softr is intelligently creating our application around the data that we've connected it to via Airtable. So here we are in our new application. Let me show you around and how Softr brings all of this to life. Getting started, we have key areas over here where we have pages. You can view all the pages and make changes to them. As you can see, Softr's already created a lot of pages for us using the data that we gave it. So we have our users, our products, our sales orders. We even see these detail pages. Now, this is a very important concept to Softr and something we'll spend a lot of time on in this course, but essentially allows you to see more information for a specific record. So if I were to click into this user, I could go to the user detail page and see all that information about that user and maybe make things or actions or changes to that specific user. Beyond that, we also have utility pages. Utility pages are pages that are automatically created for us, but offer key and important user flows that are repeatable, something like a login page. Once you get into these pages, you can customize it as well. So for my example, I want to change this image here. So I'm going to go over to the content area here, and I can choose a lot of different options. The first option that I'm going to choose is I'm going to get rid of that background image, and I'm going to go and add my own image. For this, I'm going to upload my own asset. I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to use that asset. And now, here we go. That's looking pretty good. But you can see that this button color and the logo are not quite set up yet. So in order to do that, we could start with the theme area. This allows you to set global styles across the entire application, meaning once we set this button color or this accent color, then that will be applied everywhere in a really smart, intelligent way where we take the accent and make your app look really good around that color. So in our situation, we're going to be using a darker accent, and I'm going to copy and paste that in right there. And that's going to bring a darker tone that we can use in a lot of different ways. You can also change the different fonts that we use in our application, but that's a good font for now. I can choose different app styles here, whether I want certain aspects or elements to be small, medium, or large. I can also show the roundness. I can have it really round, or I can have it squared off. I'm going to choose something in the middle for now. And then if we need to change the max width or anything of our apps, we could do that here. But otherwise, we're going to save. And now we're moving along here. We have our brand colors picked, but we still don't have our logo there. So I'm going to go back to our users page here, which is our main page for now. I'm going to click into this menu here, which is a menu automatically created for us. And I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to go to general. And here is where I can choose or update my app name, the subdomain URL that it's on, and also the logo that we're using and the name of the company. In this case, we're going to say Solar are us. Is us, and then we'll pick an icon that is around the sun because we're a solar company. And then we'll save that. We'll get out of there. And now all of a sudden we see that's updated, and that's looking pretty cool. So we have our brand colors implemented. We have our logo implemented. And now we could talk about how we could view our different page navigation structure within Softr. So by clicking on this menu, we can go over here and see all the different pages that we have. And so in some situations, maybe we want the pages there, maybe we don't. Over here, I see purchase order items. And I actually don't need an order items page, so I'm going to remove that page. And right away, it's updated over here. Same goes for the sales order items. So we're going to remove that page. And right now, the user page, it's really our dashboard page. So I'm going to click into there, and I'm going to update the name of that. Go into a products, that is our inventory page. And I actually am going to change the icon for that as well. And I'm going to look for something that looks like a product related. I'm just going to quickly look for something. That'll be fine for now. So our inventory page. And then we go down to our sales orders here. And we'll look for something like a listing. That will be fine. Our purchase orders, we'll look for an icon that maybe is around money. And then our suppliers, we'll look for something that is maybe like a truck. Do we have a truck icon? There we go. So we now have set up our navigation with our dashboard, our inventory, our sales orders, our purchase orders, and our suppliers. We have set up our logo, our branding, our colors. We're starting to look pretty good here. Now let's talk about page rules and what that means as a concept quickly. By clicking into the pages area, we can go into the page rules here. And that allows us to send certain users from different user groups to certain areas after key actions. Key actions being, after they sign up, where do we want to send them? We want to send them to our dashboard page, which is still labeled as our user page, so we need to update that. Because the dashboard page is where we bring everybody together for the first time. And so after sign up, we'd want to bring them to a login page. We wouldn't want to bring them to our dashboard page because that wouldn't make sense. After sign up, these two rules apply. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to settings, general. I'm going to say dashboard. Okay. And so now we're in the settings for this page and I can save it that way. And so now whenever anyone signs up, they go to our dashboard page. And once we're at our dashboard page, we want to build an experience that makes it really easy for our users to find the data that they're looking for and key metrics. Outside of navigation and page rules, we also have our blocks in Softr. And I can go in here to add a new block, and I can see that we have 3 different types. We have dynamic, static, and container. Dynamic blocks are popular blocks that we built for you, where you can use to connect to your data. And so these blocks will bring your data from your database visually alive in Softr. Static blocks are good for things like blogs or landing pages, where you just need to create a static design. And in this case, we are going to be using quick links for our static blocks. And so I'll add that here. And these will allow us to send our users to key pages around the application in a very simple way. Beyond that, we're also going to be using what we call a container block. Container blocks allow you to create tab-like structures. So that way you can show the most relevant data to the user as it makes sense, but also structure it within tabs. So that way, if they don't need, for example, the purchase orders, they can look at inventory. So we'll add that in the next lesson, but that does touch on our block concept in Softr. We have over 100 different blocks that you can choose from to bring your data to life. So no matter what you're looking to do, whether it's dynamic, static, containers, or just calendar, Kanbans, charts, tables, grids, all that kind of stuff, we've pre-built all of this for you to make it really easy for you to bring your data to life in a beautiful way. So let's continue doing that in the next lesson, and I'll see you there.